Hello friends, welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life podcast. I am Chinmay Kale from Buoyancy, and today I have with me Mr. Sabyasachi Ghosal, who's a senior technical lead in BGSW, that's Bosch Global Software Solutions in Bangalore. And he is a seasoned technology professional, comes with 15 plus years of experience, no, a very qualified guy. He's already engineering in computer science. Has completed his master's in computer science from I think Georgia University,
Yep,
and then he's also pursuing his PhD right now from IIIT Dharwad, and he is a expert in human computer interface, right? Or was it called?
interaction. Yeah.
Interaction, human computer interaction. And that's, I think, his primary area of work, but we'll learn more from him. So, welcome, Sabyasachi, and thank you for sparing time today.
Thanks, Chinmay. My pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Sabyasachi, I think the idea is that we will trace your journey, okay, and see if we can draw some insights
Hmm.
for our friends who are watching this session. So, you did the computer science, right? So, why computer science, and were you always passionate about computer science, or how did that happen?
Very interesting story. Okay, so in class 8, when I was studying in class 8 or class 9, during that time, I saw a computer in one of my friend's house. Okay, so that is the first time I was seeing something like that, a machine which can do so many things, right?
Mhm.
Mainly that time it was also games, right? We were also
Correct. Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to, yeah.
True.
So I didn't know what to do with the system. Like it was a what I did is like it was a silly mistake, a foolish incident that I just something some kid we were four or five guys, right? We were trying to do something, trying to discover the machine, and I just out of curiosity, right? I just switched off the power, okay, of the so, because I wanted to learn how it is happening. I don't know. I have just seen video games, but how it is
Mhm.
working, it is with the power. My friend also told it's a UPS is there. So then everything got disappeared. Again, we restarted. So it was a very curious kind of situation, right? And we were trying to write something in that. We never thought something like that existed. So
Mhm.
that is the first time, right? I wanted to learn about computers. So uh, I often used to go to that friend's house in when I was studying in 11 and 12, and when I when I when I completed my 12th, my parents were very flexible. They told that whatever you want to do now, it's up to your decision. Like till 12, right? I was kind of very closely mentored by my mother, my parents especially. So I didn't know outside of the world. But when I passed 12, right, then they told that whatever you want, you can choose. So I told that I will choose computers. So because I had that curiosity and I wanted to know more about how to do programs and all of that. So by that time, those things became kind of popular, that okay, there is a degree which you can do and you can write programs, you can execute something. So that is the main reason of choosing computers actually. Yeah.
And by your profile, I can see that your thirst for learning more about computer science has not yet ended. No, you
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
taken it. You have taken it really, really seriously, and I think your PhD is a testament to that. So tell me, how did you get your first break after your engineering? So you were then qualified as an engineer, and tell me about your first job experience and how did that happen and how was that experience like?
Very again interesting topic. So I passed out engineering in 2008. So those, I think you might be knowing, 2008 is a very popular year because the Great
Yeah,
Recession came in that year.
yeah, yeah.
So in college, right, I was mainly a techie kind of guy. Like
Hmm.
I used to do a lot of programs. Even I used to do short-term projects,
Hmm.
like outside my college to earn money, like just like that. Like I used to do that. Okay, I will do this project in 3 months and I will get some money. And it was like it kind of, it was not a good habit kind of say, but I loved it. It was mainly because of the love of the program and getting exposure to the projects outside. So
Mm-hmm.
in my third year only, I got placed in the second company which came for campusing in my college. It was Wipro, but due to the recession, right, we
Mm.
didn't get our joining got postponed. So I
Oh,
passed out in
okay.
2008, and during that time we got information that like, because of the current economic situation, right, they were also not sure that when they can give us um, our like appointment. Actually,
Mm.
we had the offer.
Mm.
So during that time, that was one of the like most struggling time in my career. Like 1 year
Mm.
after getting the job, 1 year I was like I actually joined Wipro in 2009 end. So you can take
Okay.
it as 2010. So it is 1.5 year completely sitting at home. So after 1 year, right, I thought that I started applying for jobs, and how
Mm.
online didn't work, okay,
Mm.
because it was closed. So I remember that I used to read newspaper. I applied. I used to even check cutouts and what all advertisements are there in newspaper, and I applied for a job in Sikkim as a junior
Mm.
lecturer. Yeah.
Okay.
So I went for interview because I was open to do anything.
Mm.
Because it was a drastic change, because in my during my college life, right, I was earning money already, okay,
Okay.
and I was thinking that money was important for me as well. During that time, it was required to support my family during that time. So I was kind of sure that I never saw that coming. I was thinking, okay, I will pass and I will start earning
Mm.
money.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
But that kind of took me aback, like the whole experience of the recession. um, and I was trying to get whatever I can, whatever opportunity I can, I'll take that. And then I got that opportunity for a junior lecturership in a college in a Sikkim. That college doesn't exist now. But yeah, great learning. I never thought that I can teach, but the students there loved me. And many students, when I left, right, when Wipro gave the joining in 2009 end, they asked me that, sir, why are you leaving, like that. So I felt bad, but I had other plans for my career. So then I joined Wipro in 2009 end, and as a project engineer. Um,
Mm.
I and those were tough times, because I remember that uh, even during that there was a contract which we had, like that the trainings will be, like, we have to pass the trainings. And first of all, the trainings were not easy to be, and there were exams and evaluations after the trainings. And after you pass the trainings, mm, we may not be able to give you a project assignment, so you may have to go back home, okay. And
Oh,
if there
really?
is, yeah, I remember, I have the contract still now. I signed that
Mm.
contract. So
Mm.
during the joining, after 1.5 year, you may have to go back home. We will give you a very nominal kind of stipend kind of thing, so that you are in the employee payroll. And if when the conditions become good, then we will call you back. But luckily, I didn't have to do it. Like, I passed the training and got assigned to a very good project. So yeah.
Okay.
So then it
Interesting.
was, yeah. So it was a the 1.5 year, right? It is like one of the greatest experience which I have in my life. Yeah.
Hmm. So you did not continue you said that from third year you were doing projects. So you could have continued. You didn't do that?
Yeah, but I would love to do it actually. But the thing is that the money was very less. Like, it was
Oh, okay.
yeah. It was, see, I was a college grad, right? I remember
Correct, correct.
designing websites, two websites for some companies. I did internship in ITC, Indian Tobacco Company, developed some softwares there. So
Interesting.
there I got stipend. And one thing I remember, one good thing was like a prescription management for a doctor. So a
Oh, very
doctor,
nice.
so the doctor had pain in his fingers, so he was not able to write. So I made a software in which so it is nothing on web. Everything was on PC that time. But it and the turnaround time was very quick. Like, within 1 month you have to make it, something like that. You have to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember going to that doctor's place 2 3 times. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, understand the requirements of the doctor, going through the iteration and make that that software work. And it will be a prescription management in which the doctor will only enter through keyboard, and the prescription will come in as a printout. So that
Okay.
was the so this kind of softwares I used to make, but it was just some like small projects, and
Small projects.
yeah, and the money was not substantial. Yeah, it was just
Hmm.
to like I was earning. I was like more of like trying to learn how the real world projects
Hmm.
work and getting money in
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
during that
So
time. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
understood. Understood. So I'm sure, but I think they contributed well to your profile. I think these things do add a lot of value to the profile. At least it
Hmm.
shows the intent and the passion. I am sure that works. So how important would you rate them, like the kind of projects you did in terms
Hmm.
of shaping your skill in the subject, adding your depth while you were studying, and also post the period that while you were, in the gap, and that was the tougher period for you.
Hmm. 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 Okay. So um, if you like if you want me to rate, like see, in college I mainly learned about how to code and all. Okay. So I
Hmm.
didn't learn about understanding requirements, for example, of a particular
Right.
like a particular goal or a particular project. So
Hmm.
those things were important. Like in what happens in college project is that nowadays things are little different, because like students get a chance to do an internship where they can like get a first-hand experience about
Excellent.
how to but understanding the requirements is a key, which I learned during that time. That what because I was the only one who was going to my customer. My customer is a doctor, so going to a doctor, understanding the requirements, and again formulating that in a document, and then again. So I used to maintain a software spec kind of thing. Like it was for
Hmm.
myself. So the end customers were not much interested, because my end customers were very like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
I
were
can
not
understand.
much interested in the document. They were more interested in the
Hmm.
output of the software, but I used to maintain that. So that
Hmm.
helped me to understand the requirements, and then do the implementation based on the requirements. So this is
Hmm.
something which helped me a lot when I joined my first organization there. Um, so that experience was there with me. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
And yeah, and during the recession time, the 1 year, so it was more about I will say not about understanding technology more, but more about understanding and doing a revamp of yourself. Like
Mhm.
uh, I was kind of that time, right? I was kind of a guy that I think that I was very confident that I will crack something, I will do something. So that time was a test of myself, that
Mhm.
what is the reality, right? It is not like what you are thinking. Okay, and there were a lot of people better than me. Okay, so I was in a college and I was thinking that okay, I'm doing good in the college, right? And that might be okay, then I'm good. But when you are coming to a pool, right, and trying to play in a pool, then it's interesting to
That's the
understand where
thing.
you stand,
Mm.
in a group of other set of colleges. Yeah.
Mm. Interesting and good that finally you got that break that you wanted. So you also worked in Samsung Research Institute, right? I think after spending a few years at Wipro, I think you moved
Mm,
to Samsung Research Institute in Delhi
mm, mm.
in, I think, audio system testing. So this was a planned move, or you got a good opportunity and therefore you moved. So how was this? What was your key learnings from
Mm.
this kind of role?
So this role was my first exposure to research world, kind of say. So
Hmm.
like before, I was mainly working in developing softwares, like developing products,
Hmm.
and I was never in an ecosystem of doing research, like or people doing research. So
Okay.
because I did my bachelor's, right? So and then I directly moved into companies where I was developing softwares. But here the people around and the ecosystem was different. Here also I was developing software. I was developing audio for TVs,
Hmm.
Samsung TVs.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the ecosystem and the people around were different. So this is the first time I uh, knew about patent. I knew about paper, because everywhere around me were writing patents, writing paper. Okay, so I was thinking, okay, what is that? Like, so I started trying for the first time during that time. So because there you try to do things, right, which you can fail many times. Okay,
Mm,
so that is the part of the research, right? You try, you don't know, you have to set a research goal and try to go ahead and see that whether that goal exists. Okay, and you have to go for a different kind of thing. So that was a great exposure to me in Samsung. So I was also working in developing products, but that is for the TVs. But apart from that, that ecosystem was a great learning for me, which I continued when I in my current organization as well, like when I left Samsung.
mm,
So the move to Samsung was yeah, it was a so I actually didn't know that I will be going in a research ecosystem. So it was mainly because in my previous company I was working in a banking company. So there were some layoffs happening there. So I thought that
okay.
maybe okay, I'll take a move and go to
Mm.
some company where I have a stable job. So that's the main reason of the move. Yeah.
But interesting because I can correlate with that because your profile indicates that you have multiple patents, right? At least with the
Hmm.
Indian Patent Office, you talk about that. So why don't you tell that story and how you have three patents I can see you have shared with me.
Ha, ha, ha.
So tell us something about those. How did that happen, and how
Hmm,
did you learn about patents? And share something with our audience about what they need to know about patents. I think most of us don't know about
hmm,
the Indian Patent Office and
hmm,
how and when. What are the topics on which you can file a patent?
hmm, hmm. So there are two things actually in like I think which we need to know. One is the paper, another is patents. So in I think I will touch upon both of them. So from my experience, when I first um, started to know about the patents and also about papers, journals, and all of that. So in Samsung, so patent is something where you can copyright the whole thing. Like you have a system and you want to gain revenue out of that system in future. Okay, so like you can set of components and that gives some result, and
Hmm.
you want to make that whole concept protected so that you can generate revenue out of it in future. So there are many things which can be patented. Okay, so but we have to think about what all things make sense to patent. Okay, in the case of like which can generate revenue, like you can
Okay.
have your own bottle shape, right? Like, and you can think that okay, I will patent that, but will that bottle shape make sense? Will it be used for drinking water or drinking some kind of fluid, or but so that means that if it is something which makes the experience better, and using that bottle you can make money out of it, that is the main goal of patent. Okay, you have your uniqueness so now there are many patent office in the world. So currently, first of all, we go like when you think that I have developed something, I have developed a way in which these things can work, and I can build product out of it. And
Mhm.
when I put that product in the market, no one will be able to copy that product and
Hmm.
earn money. So the main reason is to protect that, because I have put all the hard work in making that system, and someone can see that system and quickly try to replicate that
Hmm.
and start earning money. So that is the main reason of patent. Okay, of doing a patent. So paper is the main goal of paper is completely different. It is, I will say, reverse, that there you make some experiments and go and share with the community. Okay,
Hmm.
that these are some things which I am trying, which I have tried, and there is some novelty in it. Okay, which
Mhm.
has given some results like this. So
Okay.
you go and share in some conference in a group
Hmm.
of like-minded people, like there are targeted conference for targeted
Hmm.
topics, and uh, then you get take feedback from them. Like
Mhm.
okay, some. people will give you insights that okay, maybe this is something which you can try, and
Mhm.
some will say that no, I have some different results in doing something. So that again gives you a one more iteration to do something more. So inside papers, again, you can have two things. One, you can have journal and you have conference paper. So journal is something which you don't go and present, like you can publish in a recognized journal, uh, and then people can read, they can pay also for reading that journal. And the conference paper is, there is a targeted conference, you go there and present. So these are, I think, the first step of doing research. So for me, right, I first knew about this tool I came to know about this tool in Samsung. So there I first know that, oh, there is something like this. Okay, because in our college, right, when it is now things have changed, but in our college, right, normally faculties didn't refer to papers in their lecture.
Mm.
But nowadays it is a very common
Okay.
way to refer papers in the
Mm.
lecture. So I didn't know about papers. So but actually in Samsung, I wrote one paper about an IoT topic, but that didn't get published during that time. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So then when I joined Bosch, I had that thing in mind that I have to do. Okay, I have to try. But I was not getting. To be frank, right? You need some fire. Okay. I had that thing in mind. Okay, I have to do. I have to do. But when I was part of a program called Leadership Gym by Bosch.
Mhm.
So there I met Mr. Hepburn. So I
Mm.
will tell that he is the first person who inspired me, and then I started working on my first patent. So I and he was when he came, right, he told that I have so many I was surprised that I have never met a person who has so many patents. I met people in Samsung who had 5 patents, 6 patents, 7 patents, and I was thinking that, oh, yes, so, oh, he has 5 patents, huh? And I see this guy who has kind of 400, 500 patents. I was surprised that how a person can have something like this. So then I started I started taking it seriously. So I thought that okay,
Mm.
I will try to find the gap, and I will make it. So so now when I make the first patent, then it keeps on coming. Currently, I'll have four. The fourth one is coming in this month. So, but when I see, right, I think it is not a very difficult thing. I'm not kind of telling, because I am. If I can do, I think anyone can do. It is. But doing the first one is very difficult. It was very difficult for me. So because I was not able to understand how the things work to make a component like that and make it unique to so that I can generate revenue out of it. So the first one was difficult, but I think that with the first one, right, I gained some experience about how to do it. So now it is not that difficult for me. Yeah. Every patent is special because you work hard to make it happen. But now at least it became little easy to kind of do it. Yeah.
Interesting. So, tell me about what kind of patents are you working on? What you already have achieved? Why don't you just give us a brief on those?
Okay. So uh, some of the patents, right, like whatever I have, the first one was uh, developing an automated system, okay, in which you can generate some specs for testing some software. Uh,
Okay.
the second and the third were more about so my role, right, my main job is I work to make the interaction between human and machine better. So how we can efficiently interact, how humans can efficiently interact with machines, and how we can get good response from the machine, which becomes easy for humans to understand. So on that, I have done few IPs on that, which was on some intent and entity extraction and making an experience in the car, uh, in which like suppose you give a command, right, it will only work with your voice. So it has to do with the voice as a modality. So when you come inside the car and give a command that opens sunroof, okay, and suppose there's another passenger sitting at the back, and he or she is also giving a command, right, play music. So this should work simultaneously and with their own voice signatures. So also, so those are the some of the technologies which I have worked on. The
Oh,
last
interesting.
yeah, the last one is different because which will be soon. So I cannot talk much about that, but it is also about a healthcare kind of ecosystem, which is a passion kind of work for me. Like it is again, it came out as of a competition in Bosch, and there I'm working as a side, like taking it as a side project, and apart from my regular work, and I'm trying to work on it to make some prototype, and see that how far we can take it to market. So there I have filed one, and it will this month it will be probably filed. Yeah. So it's about a healthcare ecosystem, and it's about elder care and dementia, Alzheimer's patients. Yeah.
So interesting work, Sabyasachi.
Yeah.
What, so what, can you tell me how complex is it to file a patent? What do you need to do if
Hmm.
some other engineers want to do that?
Hmm. So in the whole, the process is little complex in the sense that uh, while drafting the patent, you need an attorney. So it is very difficult for an engineer to draft the patent. That is what I have felt. So in Bosch, we have the ecosystem where we have attorneys who will draft the patent for you. But the first step is to like, if you have something that, okay, this is something which can be patented. So you already have to have that thought in mind that I will try to find something which is not there. So that is what I was when I thought that I have to try to make a patent, right? I was always thinking that, okay, let me try to see that what is not there in my regular work in the ecosystem which I am in, right? So this is the first step. So if you find that, okay, this is not there, how about if I can, if there's a problem, right, in this, how I
Mm-hmm.
can solve the problem. So okay, okay, I can make few things to solve that problem. How many ways you can solve the problem? That, okay, in this problem you can solve it by 10-15 ways. So it makes sense to write it down, right, also. So, and you find that, okay, um, five are not at all feasible, and 2-3 may be interesting to see. So then you take that 2-3 ways and try to see like what all prior art. So it's called, like, you have to search the prior arts to see that what all things are available in the already available or filed, someone has
Mm-hmm.
filed. Okay, so that is the first step when you are going and trying to validate your concept with the outside world. So you have to try to go and read some patents. Initially it will be difficult to read the text, so that's why, like, the first was difficult because I was not able to understand the terminology, because
Mm-hmm.
paper and patent are written differently. Paper can be written by an engineer, but patent may not be written by an engineer. For writing
Mm-hmm.
patents, right, because it's a legal
Legal document.
document. Yeah. So so the first step is uh, the trigger in
Mm-hmm.
your mind. The second is uh, to solve the problem, the solutions what you can have, and then you go and do the prior art search. So just one thing is that the prior art search, if you think that something is unique, a recommendation is you may not use Google. Okay, there are tools called Padbase. Okay, where because this is a known in my previous in Samsung also, this was a very common standard that don't search your idea in Google. Okay, of you, because it's something which is unique and you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
patent it, right? So there are tools like Padbase where you can go ahead and search your idea. Those are more secure tools than searching in Google Scholar or something like that. So so that's the third step. So in most of the cases, like, I found that whatever I was thinking is already there in prior art search. Okay, so then you try to read those, like what people have done in those, and while reading those documents, also a lot of ideas come. Okay, this guy has done something like this. Why not like this? Why he has done something like this? Maybe it is relevant for his or her business, but maybe the other way
Mm-hmm.
might be relevant for our business. So that is the time when you have to find your novelty. So so you have to go to this switch up and down, like you have to find again, you have to go back and reiterate your solutions, like you come back to 3 or 4 solutions, then you go to prior search, and then you expand your solution list to find that which ones are more unique, or which one I can, it makes sense for me to protect. And also, I didn't know this before, so if you make some solution which is unique, but you when you make that product, right, it is not feasible to understand that someone has copied your product.
Hmm.
So ideally, that organizations will not protect. So if you have a group of components, right, and you say that A, B, C, I will place and I will put it in a box, and
Hmm.
the box is a patent. Okay, so no one will know what is inside ABC. I will give you the box is a patent. Okay, then what will happen is people will take that box. Okay, put it in a product and it will go. People will see, oh, this box is doing this thing, right? So then another person, another computer will look at the box. Oh, this is a box. So he has patented the box. Nobody is opening the box and seeing, right? Because the box cannot be opened. It is sealed by the company itself, and the outer box is patented. So then they will also make a box, put that same ABC component, and
Well.
make
Hmm.
another product. So that's why it has to be in such a way that A, B, C are uniquely visible,
Hmm.
not the box. So that
Hmm.
if anyone is patenting, right, we'll be able to understand, okay, these are the component inside, and they will not be able to make or replicate
Well.
using. So if you see that, you will understand these ABC components are something which I have patented. So you
Hmm.
cannot use those. So that is interesting. So this is also a learning which I got from the whole journey. Uh, then after that you write like what I did is I write like a paper itself, because
Hmm.
I know how to write a paper. So I am an
Right.
engineer, so I know how. So I wrote in the form of paper, and I started doing experiments also. I started to make the setup also side by side. Okay, so then after that, in our organization, there's a proper process. It's a very well defined
Okay.
process for
Okay. Okay.
filing a patent. But if someone wants to do it outside as a personal one, there are attorneys. So
Who are
like
available?
who are available, like we have to pay the fees, and then it will
Hmm.
be filed in the Indian Patent Office. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting work, Sabi. I think this would have given you a lot of insight into how this whole thing works,
Mm,
because normally we will not pay so much focus or interest in filing and understanding how patents are filed. So thank you for these insights.
mm.
So
Sure.
tell me about your current role in Bosch. I think you have spent a long time in BGSW now.
Mhm.
So tell me about your role in BGSW. What kind of work do you do?
Okay, so as I like, I am mainly into like making the life of the interaction, making the interaction better between human and computers. So among that, voice is one of the important modality in which
Mhm.
a machine and humans interact, right? So
Okay.
I am doing some work on voice. It is like trying to develop some voice related solutions which can be integrated into products for Bosch, and mainly mainly I'm on the software technical side. So
Mhm.
I design products, I design softwares which can which is with respect to handling the multimodality aspects of the product. So this is one of the part of work which I do. I'm also working on one of the prototype, as I was telling, right, from which came as one of idea in one of the competition. So I'm also working to
Okay.
make that product, make that concept,
Mhm.
and take it to a higher stage. Then I also lead the innovation topics from my section. Like
Okay.
I try to share my knowledge with them. I try to bring along different associates when I write a patent, so that they also get to know the journey. Because I felt that in the initial time, right, I didn't had that helping hand. So when I
Mhm.
wrote the first patent, I wrote it on myself. So I thought that if I would have someone who has already written a patent and we work together, then I get to know a lot of things. So
Mhm.
these days I'm trying to work with associates who have not written a patent at all. So try
Okay.
to work with them to do some patents, and also we are trying to do some papers as well um, for some conferences here.
Interesting. So, what is your day-to-day work day look like? Like, what do you do?
Workday, because my
Work
workday
day.
and my day is different. Okay.
No, work day. Work day.
Okay. So workday is uh, like mainly it into architecture and designing. Okay, and
Architecture.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and also doing some prototypes, doing some like quick tests, and give it to the team so that they can develop. So
Mm,
what happens is that, like, don't I don't find time now to develop the full product myself. So the goal is to design it, and I make
mm,
some small POCs to see that whether whatever I'm designing kind of makes sense to put it in a
mm,
product. So when the POCs work, then I give it to the team. Then they
mm,
can build them on their own. So and then I engage with them day to day life in the in taking the
mm.
designs, and also understanding requirements. And also sometimes talk to business to understand that whatever we are building is making sense according to the product requirements. So mainly a role of an architect. Yeah,
So
or tech lead.
in this area that you are working in, what kind of skills are important? So what programming languages or tools or methods do people need to know when they work in this area like yours?
Okay, so first of all, programming language is not at all a constraint now. It was when we passed our engineering, when we did our engineering, but now it is about the technology. What you know. So because programming language nowadays, in next few years, people may not need to write the code itself, because
Mm,
bots will generate it. So
mm,
knowing the programming language, I think the main concept of programming language should be clear. So in that way, right, if you know one programming language which is object oriented, oops, kind of programming language, that
mm,
kind of sets the base. Like if you know the concepts of what is a class, what is object, what how you can do
mm.
inheritance, all of that basics are clear, right? Then you don't need to go ahead and learn a programming language, or spend a lot
Okay.
of time in the programming language. You do some hands-on on one programming language, suppose like Java. You spend some time on Java, and you kind of
Mm,
make the concepts clear on Java. Then
mm.
you can easily move to Python, for example, to do some prototypes. So programming language, I will say, is not a requirement these days, but it is
Okay.
about the technology and um, uh, how agile you are in making those technologies available. Okay,
So what kind
so
of technology? So what should we focus on?
so currently the everybody knows the buzzword is AI, ML, and LLMs also.
Mm,
So of course, we are working on machine learning and AI, also some topics of LLMs as well. So that is the kind of uh, de facto kind of technology which has been used now. So in every product, I think someone is using AI ML.
someone.
It has been
Okay.
so in either
Okay.
way or the another, someone is using AI ML. Either it can be to help their regular day-to-day work, or
Mhm.
using some tools. Maybe in some cases, those persons do not know that those tools are using them, but they are using those tools. And some people are actively writing codes to enable those.
Mm,
Okay, like if you think, right, like people are mainly focusing on doing prompt engineering, right? It has become a very
mm,
popular kind of thing, where you design the prompts, like you tie your product with proper prompts, that
mm,
how after getting the response, then you parse that
mm,
prompts to kind of show the output. So this is a very
mm,
popular kind of work, which is with a lot of LLMs coming into picture. So
mm,
that is also one of the important skill set which has come. But I will say that this will keep on changing from time to time. So more efficient LLMs, you have seen the disruptions, like what LLMs have done, right? Like
mm.
there are competitions. Like before, we were thinking, oh, OpenAI was, and DeepSeek has changed everything in one night. So
True.
this will keep on happening. So even the
Mm,
disruption, so we have to adapt ourselves. We have to uh, get ourselves updated with the latest tech. So for example, in voice, like as I'm on working on voice, so I have to be updated about what all things are happening in voice. Apart, those are the work which I am doing apart from my regular work. Suppose I am on not doing some work on a particular technology of voice, but I have to know those things, because um, a requirement might come. So if I don't know, right, I might not be able to address the requirement of the product.
mm,
So these are important, because the doing part has become easy now. I think, somehow.
Okay.
Before, the doing part was difficult because of lack of resources. Our main, like in the whole career, our main reference was Stack Overflow. So Stack Overflow is something where used to go back again and again.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Very
know.
popular.
So it was our go-to. Like, oh, okay, this. Even I knew that some people in Stack Overflow, if it is coming from this person in Stack Overflow, right? For this topic, it is a kind of authentic because
Mm,
he has a
mm.
lot of starts and all of
So,
that, right?
okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I don't know whether it comes as a maybe output of some LLM. If you search for a link, maybe it will refer to
Right,
that.
right.
So yeah, so knowing the technology is kind of very important.
Hmm. So, then tell me one thing now with this scenario in place, what what is the expectation from fresh engineers or people who are expected to join the workforce now? Uh, what is the challenge they face? Plus, what is the skills they should bring on the table to make themselves employable meaningfully?
Mm, mm. So just I will continue from my previous answer. So I will tell that like what I have felt is that the doing part, like how to do it right, has become easy. So you can easily quickly make some things like the
Correct.
uh, if you want to write a function in C++ before, so you write it and you check,
Hmm.
okay, and you, if you're not able to find some API, you check the
Fair
documentation. That
understand.
was the process before. Okay, I don't
Correct.
find the API, I search. Okay, if there is any better API, you search in Stack Overflow or some link. So that process has completely gone. Okay,
Hmm.
so now you can go and ask the LLM about something, or you search okay, in ChatGPT or other tools, that if I want to do something, how to do it, right? And it will give you 10 ways of doing it. So you have to understand
Hmm.
that how. So it is available in one shot. You get 10 ways in
Correct.
one shot. So in 5 minutes you have 10 ways. So you have to understand that, okay, which is efficient and which will make sense for what I want to do in that point. So
Hmm.
what I will say is that as the time has decreased in doing that search, uh, more focus will be to to integrate them and build a solution and showcase them, like make a
Hmm.
personal project, or of course it is a very good exposure to if you can work in an organization with a good project internship. Definitely that gives value, that what all things you have worked on. So in some cases I have worked with some people who might not have experience in AI ML perspective, okay,
Hmm.
but they have understood how systems work. So system design is one of the main, I will say, component or a main subject which will stay even after
Hmm.
the, because you have to understand how to design the system, um, like so that concept will, that or that start that topic is more important according to me. So if you can make some system, or you can work with some system which it can be a website, it can be small tool, or
Hmm.
it can be some open source project itself. There are a lot of open source organizations. Google Summer of Code is a platform for that. If you take those platforms to develop something and do it for the community as well, and
Hmm.
also showcase that to the interviewers that yes, this is something which I have done, that makes more sense. So in I know that these days I have seen a lot of candidates, they come with papers, okay,
Hmm.
but so all papers are not good. That is something which I want to say, because now college also pushes to do papers, but it has, you have to understand that like what conference it is, how many
Hmm.
reviewers were
Right.
there. So
Hmm.
I get resumes where there are papers, but those papers were not good. Okay, so
Hmm. Hmm.
I think that if we can, like, if anyone who is coming out of college can make some projects which is interesting, and there are
Hmm.
many ways to do it. Like there are many organizations where you don't need to uh, do an internship also. There are a lot of platforms to do those kind of projects, and
Hmm.
you will get recognized, because if someone taking interview goes and shows like sees your code in GitHub or somewhere, right, then he becomes sure that, oh, this guy has done it, it's a commit from him. And if he has
Hmm.
done it, he understood the system and contributed in the system in some way. So
Hmm.
definitely that gives more credibility, according to me.
Oh, that is interesting. So interesting insight, guys. I hope you were listening to this advice in terms of what potential employees actually want you to demonstrate. I think that is very, very important, right? So Sabi, you tell me from your perspective, how do you see the landscape, work landscape changing? I think you already hinted in the how the increasing use of LLMs and AI, but how do you think this is going to impact in future? How the work scenario in tech is changing? And second, I want your perspective on in relation to that, how do you see the job market itself evolving in the tech
Hmm.
space?
Hmm.
What are the changes you are seeing that are happening in the job space itself?
Yeah. So.
Are the jobs changing, the nature of jobs, the kind of work? Because see, what I'm feeling and I'm seeing is that I think generating output has become a piece of cake, right?
Hmm.
So where is the value that an engineer should bring, right? It is not, I cannot justify saying, no, I took 10 hours, I wrote 100 lines of code. This justification is simply not acceptable anymore.
Hmm. 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 So I think, okay, according to me, right, it is, there is some consistency in this. So I will just take you to a story, right? Like if you think, right, in 2008 or 9, right, if you see the journey, right, how tech is evolving, okay, there, what languages are mostly prevalent? C++ was very popular.
Ah,
Java,
correct.
Java
Java.
were many popular. So,
Yeah.
so if you want to do something on the UI, you have to write lot of Java code, right?
Lot of Java.
Okay. Then if you see in 2014, Android came, for example.
Correct.
It means a big way.
Big
It
way. Yeah,
became a
yeah.
very developer-friendly ecosystem where people can make their own apps. So
Hmm.
I will also take that as one of the bigger milestone for disruption, if you can say, right? That okay, I don't have to write UI code. I just write an
Hmm.
XML and UI is already there.
Right, there.
So so when Android came, people also thought like that. Many people were working, oh, where is our job? But the job became different. Okay,
Ah.
you have to. The work becomes more complex, right?
Hmm.
Before you are developing very simple things as a UI, right? In
Hmm.
2008, 9. So those kind of UIs are not relevant now. No one will use
Hmm.
those UIs even.
Hmm.
So the product will become complex. So what I think is that in some cases, integration is definitely important. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we will definitely go and integrate a lot of things because the bots will do okay lot
Hmm.
of coding part. But the innovation point of view, right? Like how to think about different solutions, how you
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
so that will remain like that is there, that is consistently there. Okay, so the way of doing things, the nature of the job always changes is what I think. Okay, I have seen in my career and it will change, and it will change for the good,
Hmm.
because who wants monotony in life? Who do you want
Good.
to do that? So same things.
Exactly.
You will also get monotonous as a techie, right? That if you write C++ code like that for 10 years, you will also get
Yeah.
frustrated. But at least with this, there is a new energy, right? New things are coming. Okay, we
Perfect.
get to
Perfect.
try new things. Maybe in 4 or 5 years, this will become old. Some another thing will come on top
Correct.
of LLMs. So this will keep on happening in tech, and
Hmm.
jobs will keep on changing. I think. Okay. So
Hmm.
even before an Android developer can can do the UI and also can write logic, for example. Before in 2008 or 9, maybe you will have a UI developer who will only write the UI.
Right.
There
You
will
are.
be
Yeah.
another
Correct.
who will do the logic, right? So this I think will keep on changing, and it changes for the interesting. Like it is good that it is changing, right?
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
think.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I just bring all the points you talked about together. I think you talked about systems thinking, and that is what I think you are also re-emphasizing, because all the lower end jobs can get automated because of bots. You don't need to write simple code anymore, that the bots themselves can do. And as you said, the we should apply our jobs have become more, I would say, more intellectual, because now the bot, we have to really evaluate the output of the bot and figure out what exactly you want to use in your product. out of the 10 options he is giving you. I think you need to know where exactly this whole different pieces are going to fit into your system to make it really robust and good. So that is interesting. And you're right. Nobody needs monotony. Yeah, we need interesting challenges to make our lives interesting. So right
Yeah.
now, what is the most interesting challenge you are facing, Sabi?
Okay. About first of all, like I always thought that making something or doing a technology behind a product was always the tough part. Okay, so now I am also into sell, like making something which can sell, right? So making a business out of a product. So I'm
Oh,
also
okay.
working on that part. So I think that is one of the most challenging part I have seen. That first of all, making a product is definitely challenging, but
Mhm.
you make an interesting product. How to sell it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is because I am not a MBA. Okay, so I have not studied management and I have not studied finance, so sales. So those are some of the things which I think is hard, right, for me
Mhm.
because I'm learning those things. So these are one of the some of the challenges which I face now, because I am working with some product which I have um, made a small design out of it, but
Mhm.
how to take it to market so that I can generate a revenue out of it.
Revenue out
So
of it.
this
Mhm.
is an interesting thing, and also the UX part of it. So I think UX is very important, and it is never taught in our colleges. I think
Mhm.
there should be a subject about UX. So this is
Yep.
something which I felt because this is again something which the bot or the LLM cannot. I think
Cannot
it
do.
will be
Yeah.
difficult for LLM to replace because here uh, there are many steps of design thinking and all of that. That is very very critical for
Mhm.
doing a product, and I think there
Mhm.
should be a subject for every engineer about design thinking in college, or maybe in some training as well.
Interesting.
So I think that is because when I did that, right, it opened my perspective about building solutions. And these days, right, it is more important, I think, because you understand that how you can what all options you have, or the way of the full design thinking life cycle, right? How to develop a product, right? That is something which I think is a critical part for me, because I have learned it and I'm trying to put it trying to apply those learnings now. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So one thing, okay. So why PhD now then?
Okay. So uh, uh, I have always, it is not now. Okay, I have always tried to learn. So if you see, uh, initially, right, when I joined job, right, I had to go into a little financial stable kind of situation so that I can support everything. So when I got little comfortable with that, I thought that um, I will do my master. So actually, I want to do it uh, before when I completed my bachelor's. I wanted to do higher studies, but due to some financial reasons, right, I could not do that time. Okay, I always
Mhm.
wanted to learn, or do my master's, learn more on top of it. So then in 2017, I came across this program that I can I can do the masters while I can study. So I opt for my master's. So I didn't stop my job. Like I continued working, and I did my master's. So then what happened is, in that master's, right, I didn't have a thesis. Okay. So I thought that, okay, I learned few subjects, but I didn't go deep into a topic, very deep.
Okay.
I learned
Mhm.
on a superficial level. I did some assignments,
Mhm.
I did some small projects, but I didn't go very deep into a topic. So, like, I also got some idea to do some research. Like I
Mhm.
told you, right, about these patents and
Right.
patents thing.
Right.
So I thought that I want to learn about how to do it in an organized approach.
Mhm.
So that is one of the reason for me to join research. Yeah, to understand. So it is not that I wanted to that this is the topic I want to go, right, because research is a kind of a journey, right? It is 5 6 year journey. I
Correct.
never know, with
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
work it becomes extended. So the topic which I choose, right, it may not be very relevant with my work which I am doing in Bosch, for example. But it
Okay.
is the methodology about how you try to do the research, right? How you
Mm-hmm.
uh, get a problem, try to find a research goal, right? And then make a hypothesis out of it that, okay, you
Mm.
and then make some experiments and you see that your hypothesis is completely wrong, or maybe you are going in correct direction. So this thing is something which I wanted to experience, and that is the main
Fantastic.
reason of joining the research. Yeah.
So why I asked this question, Sab, is this. I want to know who are the students or guys who are, let's say, thinking about planning their careers. Who are those people who should plan of doing a master's or a PhD in their careers? What value do you think these degrees bring to the person? Or where does it become more relevant in terms of career progression or growth?
Okay, so I don't think degrees actually are relevant these days. Okay, I'm not doing it for degree perspective. Okay,
Hmm.
I am doing it for my learning perspective. So degrees
Okay.
will give you the learning. So I don't know that whether I will be taking my master's certificate and I will be showing. It is not like that. I don't think that the doing the degrees per se actually makes something in this world. Okay, I am doing it for my own learning journey, and these
Hmm.
are giving me the platform to do it, an organized way of
Got
doing
it.
it.
Got it.
So and I think it depends also on person to person. Some if someone has a flexibility and interest in a particular topic while they are doing their bachelor's, it
Hmm.
makes sense to go ahead and do the research. I know one person in where I'm doing my PhD. So that person, he is very clear. I want to do a research. Okay,
Okay.
he got an offer from Microsoft. He told that, no, I don't want to do job, I want to do research. So that is the mindset in
Hmm.
which you need to have that. Okay, I want
Okay.
to understand this technology well. So if that
Hmm.
is something like if that thing is there, right, nobody can stop you. Like
Hmm.
you can excel
Right. Right.
in research, and you can do like you can go into that path of research. I'm not
Hmm.
telling that the other way is like is bad, but it depends from person to person.
No, so yeah, I think I think the path, the channels or branches out into different one is more application oriented and other is more about getting deeper into a subject, finding more about it and finding out, creating, as you said, creating hypothesis,
Uh-huh.
building something new or discovering something new to do. I think it takes time and both
Mhm.
are up to separate branches to follow, I guess.
Yes, and what often happens is that like I remember that I have done the engineering for 4 years. Okay, if I
Right.
don't get a feel of doing that in a company, right, working on a product, right, gets my hands dirty in a real application. So sometimes people will feel that, oh no, I have done engineering, I learned so many things, but I could not apply. So
Hmm.
that might be one of the reason that, okay, I will go for a job. So many people go for a job, work there for 2 3 years, then go for higher studies as well. So that is
Right.
also a good way that you understand the ecosystem, and then you go for research. A lot of people do that, and that is also. But if it gets dragged by 5 6 years, right, then
Hmm.
it becomes difficult. So
Correct.
what I felt is that like after I have a family and all of that,
It
it
gets
is not
difficult. Yeah.
possible. It is not impossible, but it gets little difficult. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
mm. So so what are your plans now? How do you see yourself going forward from where you are right now? You are doing a PhD. You have
Mm,
had so much of experience behind you.
mm.
With all these scenario in mind, what where do you think you will be heading in future?
Okay, so first of all, like these are all the experiences and like what I learned, and I have got a place to apply, which is at my work. So
Right.
all of this I learned so that I gain
You
my
apply
experience
it
and I
here.
can apply. So this is the place for me to apply. Uh, so the main goal is to build products for Bosch, like which gains revenue for Bosch. So that is
Mm,
what is my goal. So I am working on like 2 3 products like that, so that it can generate revenue for Bosch. That is the main goal. That and in this world, especially, the main goal is to generate revenue for the company. Um, yeah, so that is the main goal.
Interesting, Savi. I think so. That's why you are venturing out into learning the other facets of business, right? You said about other
Yeah,
than product development, look at marketing, sales, finance. Learn some uh, other
yeah,
aspects
that
which
is
are
tough.
involved
That
in
is
our
tough
tech
job
products.
because we as engineers or maybe on the technical side, right? We were thinking, oh no, if we have a product, what is the problem in going and selling it? We have a nice
Mm.
product, but
Yeah.
whether who will pay that money to buy the
Well,
product
okay.
is something
Yeah.
which is is the most difficult. Like there are now I think everyone knows of so many startups coming up, right? And
Yeah.
having a business model out of it. These things are very, very difficult thing to crack.
Mm. So good. I think I wish you luck in your new experiences that you are generating, and wish you success too with your PhD as well as with your new endeavors. So my final question, Sabi, is why don't you leave us with, let's say, top 3 or 5 recommendations that you have for our engineering students or faculty members in terms of how they should be thinking, or it could be about that kind of skills and capabilities they need to develop
Hmm.
with their future in mind.
Okay, so the first one I will say is a passion for one topic. So you need to
Okay,
find which subject gives you passion. So in engineering, right, there are many subjects. Okay,
correct.
so
Yeah.
you may want to like I'm telling in a different way, faculties may not like, you may want to pass some subjects, but
Yeah,
you
that is
want to
true.
excel in one or two subjects, like because
True.
for the passion of that subjects. So I
Hmm.
think that is important for the students to understand that which technology is something which I have to learn within LLM or within deep learning or within vision or within speech if I want to learn something. So that
Hmm.
is important because that understanding that passion is important to go to the next steps. So then the second thing is I will say that building the building a prototype or building models projects itself, which is interesting in the sense that it is not like a library management system or not like a conference room booking system or not like that, but uh, like go ahead and contribute in the open source system. So for example, like
Okay.
participating in Google Summer of Code is because I have done it myself,
Hmm. Hmm.
and um, so those are wonderful platforms which is already there. I will say that students should go ahead and try that. So that is those are the places, right, where your passion gets ground, it gets replicated. You will give your you will be able to find a place where you can able to see your code
Right.
running in a
Okay.
big
Right.
system.
Big system.
So this is important. Alongside, if you get an internship, that also makes sense that you will see
Hmm.
that see your project running in a big
Hmm.
ecosystem or so. Okay. Uh, then so two. The third is also we have to know about what all things are happening. Okay.
Hmm.
So keep updated.
Right.
Uh, keep yourselves updated with the regular things. Uh, from to the faculties, I think faculties already know these days that what all things are happening in the world. But one thing is I found right like because I am also um, currently interacting with a lot of faculties in my PhD course, and they're wonderful people. Uh, that like how to equip the students uh, with the proper ecosystem at this age. So
Hmm.
because the age which the faculties might be because they have passed in a different
Correct.
ecosystem,
Correct.
but now
Hmm.
like the students who are doing the engineering, their mindset is different. So the same
Correct.
curriculum or the same way of doing projects may not make sense. So sometimes I have seen that colleges have that, okay, do this project or um, just write one or two papers in some conference. It is
Hmm.
better to like do it in good conferences if possible,
Hmm.
or like change the way of curriculum, like the credit system also, that okay,
Okay.
instead of getting 3 credits in a subject, right? For example, I give an example of like a speech processing, right? If someone is doing a subject on
Hmm.
speech
Hmm.
processing,
Hmm.
maybe you put STT, speech to text, text to speech,
Hmm.
and
Okay. Right.
all of that in one course. And suppose a person is not interested in speech to text, okay,
Mm-hmm.
he's only interested on text to speech. So if you can make one credit for text to speech, right, then that person,
Okay.
the changing the credit system might help in
Okay. Okay.
understanding and going deep into that topic. Okay.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
and one thing also I will say is the mental health, right? Like, please take care of yourself. Like, this is something which I will say to the engineers, because um, this is a part of your life, right? Like, work is a part, study is a part, but there are other things also in your life. So enjoy your life, and
Right.
don't
Okay.
think that, oh, I'm not getting a job means the life is end for me. So that is please don't think like that, because there are a lot of opportunities, and time is also, you have to give time, you have to work hard,
Mm.
and definitely it will come. Like, but don't take care of your mental health. uh, have something on your side apart from the regular work or regular
Mm.
study, so that you can go back to that, or go back to some person where you can share if you are stressed.
Okay. Good. I think very important insights, Sabi, and thanks a lot for your time today. I'm sure this conversation would prove very insightful and interesting for all these guys who are watching. Uh, Thanks, Sabi,
Thank
for
you.
being with
Thank
us
you.
today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thanks.